Hey, welcome back, guys. It's us. It's him. It's Commander Cockings.
Hey, Stuart! How's it going?
That's me. It's
Yes.
going good. It's going good. It's going good.
Yeah, we've got a. It's not a part two, but thematically, it kind of is. But not. But yes.
Yeah, doing worst Trek characters picked by you and voted on by
Yes.
you. You
Yes.
guys get to determine what happens here today now,
And we learned some interesting things. And you cannot agree with us,
generally
but
speaking.
democracy of you fine people. That's how it works, right?
Democracy, freedom. Um, yes. So,
Yeah. Now,
and yes,
first of all, how do you feel about putting Neelix in the thumbnail? Because you want to grab some people, right? How did you feel seeing Neelix?
that annoyed me because I like Neelix.
Yep. Me too. But I did it
But
for a
somebody
reason.
Yeah, somebody at the very beginning before we went live, like 2 hours before, James says, "How dare you?" Oh,
I agree. I mean, I'm more like Ethan, as in like how he did Neelix.
yeah.
Like he put a lot into it, and dealing with the makeup. You think up people like Anson Mount, who has to walk onto set with a bit of gel. Okay, maybe not Anson, maybe when he started Discovery, and the people who have all the full everything. It's like, yeah, there ain't no competition. But there might be competition today, though, as we're looking for the worst Star Trek character. And that could mean anything to you, from worst played, worst acted, worst written, worst vibe. Obviously, trying to one up each other or present some interesting ones, and you guys vote. Because maybe there's a character, Stuart, who's been pissing you off for 60 years or
There's
six
one.
years.
There's been one that's pissed me off for 11 years.
Benedict Cabbage Patch. That was roughly 11, right?
Oh, by the way, this is October. This is our anniversary month. We've been doing Trekyards for 11 years now. So congratulations
Uh,
to us. I
uh,
don't know if it's the actual day.
as of Saturday.
Perfect.
So we're 10 years, 360 days.
Yeah. That is no
So,
correlation to the 11 years that I just mentioned. Um,
no, I said 10 years and
prior.
360 days. So I said 10, not 11. That's how that works, right? And of course, guys, how it works. PayPal to get 2 for the 1 option submissions, please do. It goes far more to help us as the channel. Absolutely helps.
Yes.
It helps.
All right.
And if you can only do one, 250, it is technically a 2 for 1, meaning one is the price of half. That technically also works. So it's a great way of doing it, and we get all 250, not one, whatever YouTube, All right, I'm gonna start sharing, but the first poll's up already, so keep voting. Talk to the fans. I'll be back within a minute.
Yeah. So guys, make sure that you hit that like button. It's very important. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us, whether it be scripted, edited, or live like this. I guess scripted and edited are the same thing, but that's all right. So yeah, just make sure you click the notification bell icon so you get notified and make sure you're subscribed. And if you were subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube tends to unsubscribe people. Also, you can join the channel. There's a join option down there on YouTube, or you can head over to Patreon/Trekyards. There's another way to support us on a monthly basis. We appreciate any and all that you guys can do. Just share the content around as well. Anybody you think might enjoy Trekyards, make sure that they're aware of Trekyards. Put a super thanks on one of our old videos. Anything like that really helps out. In today's video, of course, you can change the flow of the discussion because we were talking about the worst Star Trek characters. So you guys super chat in or PayPal in with your choices, and then you guys also get to vote on and see who, in fact, will maintain the position of worst Star Trek character. And it looks like it might be the first one right out of the gate. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Uh, but anyway, yes. Thank you for all you guys being here and for everything you guys do. We appreciate you very much. So, also there are links in the description of every video to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. So check those out and get your Trekyards merch and or other merch. Um, yeah. Aaron Waterhouse says Neelix was an awesome Star Trek Voyager character. Absolutely, we totally agree. But putting him in the thumbnail is an interesting way to get people to click on a video. So yeah, that's yeah. All right.
I have a radical suggestion, Stuart.
Oh, good God.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
dear.
This first one might be a heavy hitter.
Yeah,
So
lately.
am I? I mean, the poll is not 100%, so that's nice to see. I recommend that we put them off to the side and have the first 10 that aren't them, and then throw them in. So people get a bit of voting first, because it's on the board. We'll make sure it's on the frame, but give 10 back and forths and then see how they play. What do you think?
Sure.
Obviously, they win the first
I
one
am.
because it's the first one, but give people a
Yeah.
chance to compare and
Well,
contrast.
the first one is Sussiger 2000, €5. I shall nominate Michael Burnham, which she's just talking about here. So that's her. We are going to put her to the side, but not the winning side. She's going to go to the other side, and we'll bring her back in after a few.
She's watching us.
And she looks pissed.
She doesn't look great, and that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, just she might be not say a winner by any means, but a contender. So let's give the audience a chance to kind of sow the seeds first.
All right, let's
Okay.
put her over here for now. Up there in a small little window. All right, I move on and get some
So
actual
it'd be the
movement
first
going.
next two, because obviously that was the first one.
Yes.
So the next two, which are
Well, Olivia, $5, peanut hamper. Yep, peanut hamper right here. And then I don't understand this next one.
excellent.
Maybe you can help me figure it out. Solaris, $5. A good candidate would be the yin and yang of Gul Dukat and Garrick, with one of the best lines when Dukat asks Garrick not to shoot him in the back. Those are two of the best characters in all of Star Trek. So was he suggesting one of them?
There you go, Gold Ducat. Okay, if you want to bring Ducat back up, who won yesterday's live. So yeah, who's the worst Trek character, Gold Ducat or Peanut Hamper? Bring them both in. Let's see who wins. If I want to put them both on screen at the same time, that'd be great.
I'm getting there.
Yes.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Any thoughts on how they compare as worst characters?
Well, I hate Peanut Hamper with a passion. I always have and always will. So,
Will you
but
ever
I still
forgive them
don't think
though?
Peanut
The death
Hamper's
of your episode.
sure, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I still don't think Peanut Hamper is anywhere near the worst character in Star Trek. Very well written, good arc, you know, just annoying as all sin, and I just can't stand her. So, and Gul Dukat, of course, is one of the most multi-layered characters in all of Star Trek, as we talked about yesterday. Very dynamic, interesting character, and multiple versions of him exist within his own body. Not talking about alternate dimensions or anything. Yeah, very interesting character. Neither one of these is the worst, but you guys get to select with the voting. There is a poll up there. So which is the worst, Gul Dukat or Peanut Hamper?
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to judge. And also for clarity, guys, the first poll, which we'll get back to, like we said, Peanut Hamper, Micah Burnham won at 74% out of 46 votes, which is absolutely fantastic. I love how I'm all built up with the worst character than yesterday. Cool, or just liking the show because this is quite interesting. Yeah, Peanut Hamper, it's one of those characters that you are meant to not like, so it's a hard one to judge because you're right. They're annoying on purpose, right? Which means they're a successful character. Like, you're meant to hate Kai Wynn. She's so obviously horrible on purpose. But like you said, great arc, very interesting, very unique performance, and amazingly good idea from Mike Mann, and just try pitching that. It sounds so fan filmy, silly, ridiculous, and it plays shockingly grounded, despite going to a burp. Like, all the stuff sounds absurd, but they keep it right on the line of. It's remarkable, so it's a big achievement, and gets to show you what a Exocomp would do, which is a TNG sequel concept, which is fantastic. So yeah, I mean, but you got to start somewhere, and we can't start Michael Burnham because that might be a bad good place to start. But what's the poll saying, Stuart?
Well, with 39 votes, which is
Hmm.
awesome, worst character is Peanut Hamper with 85%.
Okay. Some people do dislike Del Ducat. Okay.
So we're going to throw Peanut Hamper up here as the worst slot for now.
Okay.
I said slot, not slut. Um,
What?
exactly. Yep. So in
What?
that poll.
Okay, we've now got our
Uh,
first official contender that everyone will have to fight against. And there is 2 in the PayPal and 1 in the non. Let's go super chats first though, because there is a
doing the PayPal one in the bush. Olivia, $5. Worst Trekyards character. I volunteers tribute. I'll prove
goodness.
it. Sam remembers the lemonade you have in the staff kitchen. It's no longer lemonade.
I mean, we can't let Olivia join the chat as a worst character because she'd be constantly winning the lost thing. That's a horrible joke, Olivia. The juice. It's like that's not
And,
chocolate.
and Ray Ricks, £5. Literally any season one TNG Ferengi. Well, it's not fair. They hadn't found their groove yet. So, but yeah, they were a little crazy, a little bit ridiculous, not much of a threat, even though they were supposed to be the big bad. They just hadn't found their groove yet. And I'm glad that was very quickly kind of changed and just, they're no longer the big bads. They're just kind of because yeah, they had the energy whips and they were doing the whole like
I'm
and
intimidating. Yes, yeah. Well,
yes.
I mean, you're
And
something.
Armin Shimmerman has like apologized so many times for that. He said that Quark was his redemption for all of that because that was kind of his thing that he had kind of implemented. So
Although it's interesting
yeah,
that this picture, you can really see the end of the makeup, and there's just a piece with a. They didn't put the money into. You know what I mean? Like that looks like Armin Shimmerman's face with a
yeah,
seam, which I'm not used to seeing. I mean, they're not good, and this is where you get like, and you guys can totally add like the like one of the guys from Code of Honor, right? Like the whatever leader of the planet, really like of their time, but bad characters. So this is not a good character. It's it is well acted, but not in a good character kind of way.
yeah.
But it literally is the script because it's the same core character. So it's the best example of same guy, script directing and performance, but not his performance. Just yeah. Um, but I mean, has this guy pissed you off for longer? Well, he's the Ferengi in season 1 versus Peter Hamper, so 35 versus 4.
I mean, they both kind of annoy me the same in
Okay.
different ways, I guess. But I letting go of the Ferengi thing. It's only when it gets mentioned that it kind of comes back.
Oh, Jan Tiberius,
um,
it's 5 on a super chat, and then 250 if you want on PayPal. But if you want to up that, we'll put it in for sure.
yes. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what you guys say with 30 votes so far,
Fantastic.
which is great. Um,
And Richard, that's not a character. I get what you're doing, but tell us a character so we can put it in. I get what you're going for. Give us a character name specifically. Because, well,
Jazel, she was a character.
okay, so because he didn't kill Icha, but okay. Okay.
No.
Okay, that makes more sense. Also, the
Um,
name I have for her is a name we say, and it's the not name, so my brain went to
Vajazel.
the
Yeah.
Jazel, yeah.
You can just say it.
Yeah.
The 31 votes, Peanut Hamper wins with 55%, so the Ferengi
Okay.
nowhere near as annoying.
Well, I've 55%. That's kind of close.
So Peanut Hamper's still in the lead.
And it is going to be so interesting to put
Right.
some Picard season 1 characters in. It's such a not thought of season. But there is some characters. There is some characters.
I'm gonna switch over to the PayPal now.
Go for it. We didn't stray far from Discovery, but that's okay. That's okay.
Somebody earlier said that we should have done New Trek as a separate one. and just had this be classic Trek. But
Maybe
we'll
we'll
see.
revisit in the future because, as we've said, you know, as we know, you guys define each pairing, so we aren't in control of who pairs what. So there's going to be new pairings as we go. So, yes,
So let's
appreciate it,
see. We
Joe.
got Joe who puts in $5. So Laurel from Discovery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a peanut hamper. Okay, there at the top.
So yeah, I know. I was just trying to read the rest of the thing to see if there's anything else. All right, so there she is, Laurel from season 1.
Mm-hmm. And as I said yesterday's live, there is going to be a slight distinction you can play between early and late versions sometimes, you know, but we tend to default to the earliest version. If there's two muds, we'll always do the first. So Laurel, if you had said season through, you know, to Laurel, there'd been a slight argument potentially, or they were going for worse. Therefore, the earliest tends to be the worst. But there is some slight clarification you could play if you guys want.
Yeah.
Laurel, early season 1, Mary Shiva, who's lovely, but you know, thoughts.
I just hated the way they talked, like they had stuff in their mouths. Um, I mean, character-wise, a little bit of a, you know, I don't know how to describe her necessarily. A clinger on, even though she's a Klingon. uh, um, yeah, not fantastic. I mean, the look just totally ruined it right off the hop. And just trying to think exactly what she did in season 1, besides just grovel with Ash or what fuck.
Well,
Charlie
she's in
Walk,
a
whatever the
prison
hell his name was.
cell with a burned face for half.
I didn't even remember that. So yeah. Um yeah, not great. I don't have much to say. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So Peter Hamper's trying to. That's the thing. Obviously, you guys are judged. Peter Hamper is trying to be annoying but interesting. The one is trying to be great, epic, and compelling, but is total trash. So the fall is worse because it's not intentional. She's meant to be this tragic lover who loved Tyler, who loved Spock, and who was a true believer of the cause of Klingon supremacy, and as part of this house, and blah 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 blah. Right? That's a big old thing, and all she has to end up being is in the cell, chatting shit in a shitty costume, and then triggers Tyler, and then he kills somebody, and then she fucks off at the end and puts a bomb. You know, this random lady who's no one special ends up being Chancellor for no particular reason except they don't know what to do with them. But again, she tried so hard. She learned Klingon kind of, and through the shitty prosthetic and through the you know the teeth, and you know, got all credit because that is the uplift of battle. But it's definitely But the fact that you don't remember much of the performance because they can't get much out of the face or the mouth. There's so little that happens because there's so little they can do with it. All right, real shame, real shame. But as ever, guys, it's up to you to vote. Yeah.
Just realized this is a new interface. It doesn't give me all the information I need. Such as totals.
Well, there's Steam settings, analysis, view analysis, stream health, and shopping, which should have the information. Just got to move between them. Is that what you're looking for?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like having them all split up. I like to have it all in one zone. Don't know why this is better.
Well, there's a particular number that I'm looking for that it's not displaying anymore.
Okay.
So
Do you want to PM me that number?
you know which one I mean. What?
Do you want to PM me that number? Personal message, DM, on Facebook?
I'll do that right now, so better look.
Okay. But 35 votes, though. Who is the worst character? 35 is fantastic. It is Laurel, who took the top spot with 36%, with 37 being Peanut Hamper. So, Peanut Hamper, we love you to hate you, but get out of here. You've been superseded by a person. Would you vote that, do you think? If you were going back on that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'm going to set the next poll, and then I'll check what you sent me. It's back
Okay.
on the PayPal.
Because the next one is the same super chat, and that is Ash Tyler. Which we'll bring in here. Now, I mean, just his human persona? I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
He was actually a pretty good character, actually, interestingly enough.
In answer to your question, it's in the first tab at stream settings on the right, below title, category, in that
Oh,
black box.
that's
Very
that's
small.
horseshit.
It's very, very
Yeah,
small.
that's no, I liked it before. Why do they got engineers, they love to change things.
Yeah, YouTube's radically changed interface. Now we're tiny and there's 5 categories. I mean, the view activity is nice because that's a much easier way to read the super chats, in fairness, but that's... Thanks, YouTube! Vote in the poll! Okay, now, Klingon, who's in maybe, let's say, 7 episodes. Ash Tyler, who's in more of Season 2. From Section 31 agent. He is not in it much if you're not going to include the Klingon part of him, blah, blah, blah. So, what do you think? Which is the worst out of the two of them? That's an interesting duo. I wouldn't necessarily put up against each other. Although, boy,
Yeah, for me,
the
Laurel
love
is
triangle on the
worst of
screen
two.
right now, Stuart. We've got a love triangle happening of characters.
Oh, we absolutely do. Yeah. Just ignore Michael Burnham's there. She's there
She'll
because she's the
return.
first one.
She'll return.
She will be the Grandmaster, I'm sure. Yeah. I liked Ash Tyler. I thought he was a fairly interesting character. No real issues with him per se. And yeah, I think Laurel is hands down a worse character. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought it was interesting what they did with him, but it's pretty telegraphed, I think, unfortunately. So, and he's a great guy though. Like Shatif, he's
Shazad, yeah.
whatever it should, yeah, he's a fantastic guy. But
he feels like he was self-aware to know they weren't making a good show. And then he went to convention and just sort of, you know, like he knows his joke on that one English show is going to live with him forever. You know, can you hear me? I hear you, Clan Fandango. You know, that whole thing. Like that's his thing forever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I yeah, definitely the Discovery cast. Because there's so little in their characters. I like looking at their people, and some of them mean so well, and it was nice, you know, whatever. But I would still say Laurel here because the voice, the bad Klingon, but Tyler's certainly disappointing. But
yeah,
and I guess became head of Section 31. That's pretty shitty. But she became Chancellor and Mother.
Yeah.
Can we get 30 votes, guys? Looks like we should be able to. Want to keep going through these? There's so many great characters, and they can't all just be Discovery. And there's a few Discovery coming up. But we are just giving you both sides of the coin, and you guys vote. We have no power here. Except when we took Michael Burnham and took her off the playfield. But she'll be back, don't worry.
All right. Well, no sense dwelling too much. 29 votes. Ash Tyler wins with 60% worse than Laurel.
Okay. Get out of here, Klingon. Replaced with a
Klingon Light.
Klingon 0. As in no sugar,
Yes.
kind of 0. Alright, I've got loads of them up in the top tier, so we should have the next batch pretty much ready to go, and I can wonderfully focus with you, which is nice. I saw that, Dan.
Right.
Good stuff. Alright.
Jan Tiberius actually...
I did.
Okay. Jan Tiberius, €2. Put Win Adami. Why? She's a fantastic character. She is by no stretch the worst character in Star Trek. Worst, like, best villain, yes. And she wasn't even mentioned yesterday in our best villain discussion. But this is a super well written, super acted, multi-layer again villain who is somebody you'd love to hate. So nowhere near the worst. She's one of the best characters in all of Star Trek, if in my opinion, as much as I hate her.
But I don't like a lot of the stuff she's doing. Like, it just pisses me off.
I don't either, but that has nothing to do with her being a bad character. And that's what this live is about.
Well, it's that same thing as Peter Hamper, right? It's... You just don't like them. You're not meant to. She's obviously wrong and horrible. Yes. But yeah, fantastic, well acted. I mean, they obviously knew what they were doing. She played a very hated character in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Clearly, that helped her get the role. They thought of her because she's not a stern headmistress, but you can see why the thoughts aren't far away.
Yeah.
But she's so just like she would drown a baby if she really had to. She wouldn't want to, but she would, and sleep fine.
And she would bless the child as she was doing it. Bless you, my child. This is like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
you're being baptized.
Yes. You are helping the cause. Now, da. Yes. Yeah. No, she's a yeah. Yeah. This is a hard competition because Ash is just annoying.
And Jan Tiberius says she is super well written. I just hate her more than anyone. This is an angry submission. I just want to talk about how terrible she is. You should have been here yesterday. We're talking about the best villains in Trek. I wish somebody would have brought her up because she might have won. Goldie Cott held the position for a while, then did Khan.
Well, to beat Khan would be a bit. Oh, but
yeah. But she is more hated villain by me than Goldie Cott. So. Yeah.
And John Williams says, let's be honest, no one likes Kai Wynn, but Ash Tyler, wow, he was bad. Yeah, she's just.
Oh, you already had a Kai Wynn for yesterday underneath there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's almost the same picture.
Yeah, obvious baddie. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's see what you guys are saying here. With 35 votes, Ash Tyler wins with 80%. So yes.
But I can sympathize with 20.
Awful, yes, while an awful character, a super great character as well, as far as
It's like I wouldn't want to watch like a season with her in every episode ever in my whole life. But dosed in the bits she's done, you can sort of deal with her. Successful character! Ash Tyler, you've made it through. Congratulations.
All right. Richard Lau, £5. Picard season 1, Bjayzl for killing poor Icheb. Bjayzl did not kill Icheb.
But in fairness, did put him in the position to be killed, as it was her facility after she kidnapped her. Which is fair, but, you know, Seven's one that murdered him brutally by letting him die peacefully. Blah, blah, blah. Stupid. Stupid!
Yeah.
Stupid.
She is a pretty awful character. Didn't last long. Had a weird relationship with 7 of 9, which you don't want to get into. And yeah, but just wasn't around much. I think she's a far worse character than Tyler Ash. Ash Tyler, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yep, Tyler Ash. Yep.
Just for the reason that she wasn't around as much and really didn't have much going on in the way of character development. And yeah, what's with that name? Let's be honest.
We had fun out of it, right?
Well,
Patrick, because Michael Burnham might win by default, so we're giving us a chance to get through first. As we learned yesterday, there might be 1 or 2 high winners, so letting the chat have a bit of a fight first. But then she'll come into play and rock the game. Don't worry.
Yeah, she was the first one, so we didn't want her just winning every time.
It's like starting with who's the best captain, and then Kirk's the first one. It's like he's going to win almost every poll, with a maybe swing to one of the others, but probably going to win every single poll, right? It's like, that's fair. Yeah, she's not very good in the role. She's boring. She gets murdered, and you still don't really care that much. It's a good picture of her to make you think, ugh. And yeah, she leaves so little impression. I mean, they're not meant to necessarily make... Yeah, thank you, Patrick. They're not meant to make that much of an impression because they're one-offs in a shitty season of like, oh, we'll just do whatever. But I'd say she's more unlikable than Ash. Out of the two, but Ash has more wrong with him because he's more character. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a toss-up, right? I don't think she'll have a crown to win, but she's not very, yeah. Great.
Well, with 37 votes, everybody disagrees with you, and Ash Tyler wins with 54%.
Pretty close.
Come on, guys. You're not playing this game right. She is a far worse character than Ash Tyler.
Yeah, but people had time to dislike him. She came and went. You could forget her. You know, it is
sure.
I think you could still argue that for sure. Just yeah.
I still don't think people get the gist of today's live. by throwing in names like Kaiwen. Come on.
But if you hate her, I don't like her.
I don't like her either, but she's not
Yes.
the worst character. Fantastic character. Anyway, it's fine. We'll just roll with the punches because you guys are in charge.
Yep.
And Tiberius topped up for super chats. Thank you. Kyle Wong, £5. Chief O'Brien's wife. Oh, yes, Keiko. Absolutely, hands down, one of the worst characters in all of everything, in all of human history. Can't
We'll find out.
stand this woman. Cannot stand this woman. You're on one side of the fence with this one. You either love her or you hate her. And I'm in the hate category. I don't know if you could tell. Just annoying, naggy, bitchy. Just I don't know what O'Brien was thinking. I really
Which is
don't.
probably good at something.
I guess he's a workaholic. So what better way to focus on being a workaholic and do your work than never want to fucking go home? So that makes a lot of sense actually. Because before he would just sit on the couch and eat nachos, and then he decided to get married to this woman that he can't fucking stand. So he doesn't want to go home. So he gets to work on the station and the ship all the time. It works out perfectly, actually. It makes a lot of sense. Perfect. Good. Yeah. Not well written either, honestly. They tried to bump her up a little bit in DS9, but it doesn't really work for me. She just comes across as very shallow. But I'm done.
Yeah, she's fine. She, it's a hard life. She tries to be a teacher. She's a noble profession. She, she doesn't bitch too much about moving from the flagship of the Federation in a cushy relative quarters with a, let's say, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, to the arse end of the galaxy in a war zone on a destroyed station in quarters that probably aren't well maintained with a 2-year-old in an environment they're now going to live with their family. So she sacrificed a lot for O'Brien. So, and obviously I'm just devil advocating here because shit was full on. So she gave a whole lot to be with O'Brien still. She could easily have chosen to be on Enterprise D, as in conceptually, or went back home. So, because the DS9, you would not want to raise any child in DS9, let's be honest. Terrible environment for anyone who's a child. And there is 2 kids there. She always supported O'Brien. Always there to make his meal, button, here you go. But yes, a bit naggy. But,
Log to the Biz 2 says just a nothing character. I can't remember anything she did. Not in it enough. Exactly why she's one of the worst characters. In it enough in quite a few episodes, but you don't really think about her usually as a character. I don't know. I think she's an awful character.
And Oddish says she's the perfect depiction of married life. Some married life, hopefully not killing this chat. Yeah, it's I associate it being a fine character in my head, but then when we did our TNG reviews, you would express certain episodes that she's in, and then express why she's bad in them. It's like, oh yeah, she is oddly nagging. For her 7 lines, why are 6.2 of those lines negative towards O'Brien? It's like, is that really all she's doing in the episode? But they don't stand out because they're not central. So it's odd in that regard. In a microcosm, they're weird lines, but not, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, 33 votes. Everybody missing the point, but that's okay. 79% say Ash Tyler wins.
But that's the thing. A Blair versus a Blair character, sometimes it's worse to be.
Somebody should have mentioned Keiko yesterday for villain.
Yeah, that would have got some votes. At least yours. Some votes.
All right. We'll get to the PayPal in just a second here, but Olivia Julius, $5. Raffaele Musiker Picard. Who the fuck is
Raffi.
that? Oh, Raffi?
Yeah, Raffi.
Fucking can't stand her either.
And we're going with season 1 Raffi, so drug addict Raffi, not season 3.
Raffi.
Well, she got better. She got better every year. Better every year because she was less like a character every year.
Yes, addicted to snake weed or skunk weed, whatever fuck she was smoking weed. Um, JL, like seriously, don't call. Oh my god, yeah, absolutely abysmal. And yes, she did get better for season 3, sure. But I still don't want to watch her. I'm glad Legacy hasn't happened because she would just be right there with 709. Sakes. I didn't realize that this live would make me so mad.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I'm too, but
Makes you think.
sure. But yeah, season 1, she's an awful character. Living at Vasquez Rocks, like what gives her the right? Did she buy Vasquez Rocks? No, she did not.
And then complaining she's far from anywhere, and it's like, we know it's like a quick drive.
Yes, the highway's like right there.
I mean, she could probably walk. She wouldn't want to walk. She probably could walk, though. It's a really close... Like, how much not in the middle of nowhere can you get in California? And, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get the logic of the character, right? Good idea. She's an ex-Starfleet agent who did some bad stuff because it was a job, didn't like the orders she was given, and then goes down with the ship with her captain, which I can see Riker doing, give up his career to support Picard's move. It's Picard's move that was illogical in the first place. He wouldn't have quit for that, but whatever. That's just Picard, right? But if he had to quit, I could see Riker going with him, fine. That makes sense. But then to just do drugs in a caravan there for no... It's silly for the sake of silly. And why is Picard not being... What?
Yeah, and she had a son too, a family thing that never really fucking went anywhere.
Well, she resolved it.
Did she though? She
went to see them, and she wanted to know her.
Oh, that makes everything all better.
She wanted to see a half Romulan grandson because she threw away her relationship with a child and husband for Starfleet intelligence. Kind of, yeah. She's just unlikable. Unprofessional, too talented in the way they portray it, doesn't quite make sense. The drug silly jail doesn't feel right because it undermines every other friend Picard's ever had. And the actors haven't got that much chemistry to mean that. Like, I could see her doing that with like Geordie, because Geordie's more informal, like that sort of nickname with him if she went at the museum, but not Picard. And I know that she only was in season 3 because she kind of had to be. Right, but you can see the role being diminished each season. Yeah, just quite unlikable. Now, would you say she did more annoying things than Ash? Because I would say yes.
Yes, yeah.
So I would probably vote her.
Ash was a better written character.
But we're doing two extremes here, so that's a hard question.
I know.
Probably.
Well,
God.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm happy to take the win on this with 42 votes. Fantastic. Stuart, 45 of you here. Or has everyone voted for the first time ever? Everyone's voting. Everyone's like on their. It's like a quiz game. Everyone's voting. Do this every time. Jesus.
By the way, everybody hit like. I'm gonna get to 50 likes.
Wow.
All right, so let's close this out with 42 votes. The winner is Raffi. Just edges out Tyler Hawk.
Okay.
With a 52%.
Hey, we found some nuance here. We found some new stuff. I like it. Oh, Sean. She reminds me of Abon Achayev. Oh, what a gut punch on Achayev, man. Oof. She always meant well and like in a professional. Oh no, no sir. But I know what you mean, but also no sir.
Yeah. Should I go to the PayPal? Let me see.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Ray Ricks has 2. First one, Alexander. Who was a great idea, but yeah, never really realized. And I don't think the actor did a really great job. And it made Worf look bad as a character, which I don't think was the intention. I think the intention was to make him look like a good character at the end of it, but it just didn't pay off. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they didn't to focus on Alexander more than they did. I think it was good the way they kind of dealt with it. But then he returns, of course, and the return isn't a great look either. Let's be honest. He's kind of the joke of the fleet, but a good luck charm in a way. Yeah, good idea for a character to make Worf's life a little bit more.
And for character, we do have
dynamic.
him put in later, so this is just going to be the kid version. The team version will be a little bit later. because there's 2 submissions. So this is
Oh,
just the kid version, just for clarity.
okay. Yeah, but not well acted, not well used, in my opinion, and just kind of shit. So, yeah.
In for a hard go round, right? They were like, let's do a giant plot point and let's not commit to it in the slightest. Not even name drop them, really. Now, not to say I want every episode of TNG to have Alexandrin because he's there, but yeah, not a very good performance, not very likable. There's a few good scenes we saw, but scenes, not episodes, right?
Yeah.
And it could have been amazing. It's a weird thing to do, but it could have been amazing. But as you say, just like, unfortunately, the final episode of DS9 makes Sisko a much worse character. So he abandons his unborn child, his wife, and his actual child, and all his friends. Deadbeat dad, final episode, really hurts him as his choice. Same with Worf in this. But the fact that he abandons the other kid first kind of makes this par for the course.
Jeremy Astor.
There you go.
Yeah.
If he'll abandon a random kid, he'll abandon his own kid. Wah, wah.
Everybody forgets about Jeremy Astor. Yep. All right, let's see what you guys are saying with
Yes, Tristan, I do like the ha. That's fun. What an unusual pairing. That's a fun pairing, right? This is a right? That's fun.
Yeah. So with 30 votes, Raffi wins with 70%. Not even really close. This is fun. All right.
Because when do you have
Next
these
up-
conversations, right? That's why this is super interesting. It's just really a different sort of
Next
conversation.
up from Ray Ricks is Girardi. Oh, he didn't use red dress Girardi.
Well, she was good in that scene.
In that episode, yeah. Yes, a very awful character. Let's be totally real here. A murderer. She murders
Choose carefully.
Maddox. Yeah, she murders and then she never really gets redemption for that in my eyes, but they kind of play it like she does, and I just disagree. I think and then to become the Borg, the queen of the Borg cooperative,
A Borg queen
of the Borg cooperative. You can join us if you'd like. We'll help you, and you can help us. Which is never going to be revisited, I'm sure. Just kind of a nothing burger. The red dress was great, but other than that, yeah, she's an absolutely awful character, very unlikable. And they had plenty of opportunity to make her a good character, and they just didn't. So, yeah, those are my thoughts.
And it's so odd that she is an archetype of the nerdy, awkward scientist lady. There are so many of those characters in sci-fi, and just the nerdy characters in general. Like, think, what's her name? The main friend in Buffy, awkward, nerdy. I think Allison's her real name. Like, and you just love that character. Yeah, Willow. Thank you. So many characters that just work, and so about this woman, her performance, her character, the writing, none of them come together. And that's kind of shocking. It's the easiest archetype to work. The sci-fi geeky nerd that we should all, in theory, look to and appreciate because she's like one of us. She worked on Data, kind of, law, like this is, right?
Yeah.
She dated Maddox, that's kind of crazy, but it doesn't work as a character. I don't know why. She almost feels like how now, we're reviewing. Raffi, because of all 3 seasons, blends into Trek more. But I'm looking at her, she feels like someone from a different TV show that's brought in.
Yes,
I'm remembering the vibe just doesn't gel. A lot of season 1 doesn't gel, but she doesn't gel. And yeah, murders a boyfriend, forgiven reason. She's in season 2, I guess, and then becomes a queen, which clearly is an unintended. You can't even suppose that was a real plan for season 2 because it doesn't flow. First and last episode scenes. Of course, she's not the Borg queen in the first episode. She wouldn't murder everybody. Or let them murder everybody. She's one of them. Of course she wouldn't. That's not her in the first scene. Can't be. And it is. And never.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And then yet she has this amazing heart-to-heart with JL. on the bottom of this arena, and it's meant to be heartfelt, but it's a crap set. It's filmed badly. The acting's not good. You know, like that's a problem. Characters like Ash Tyler, he's bad. We've established, but he's Discovery's so quick pace and all those things that he doesn't stand out in those scenes. But season 1 Picard is more character based, where everyone has a bigger part. So all of her scenes are about her shitty character, and they're shitty, right? So you remember the shitty more because she's shitty. I'm sure she's a lovely lady. But
I just want to read something that's kind of unrelated. This goes back to Alexander. Tristan Goodfellow says, pretty sure Alexander's growth spurt was a Klingon trait. Jumps from 10 to 18 in 2 years. No, that's a soap opera trait. People always have babies in soap operas, and they're babies for like a month, and then all of a sudden they're 5. Like literally within. It's a soap opera trait. But yeah. Anyway, so let's see what you guys are saying. 41 votes. Girardi wins with 71%. So Rafi a reprieve and gets taken out of the. When are we bringing Michael Burnham back in?
A couple more. I think we're getting close, but we don't want to rig the game too much. We've got to at least give her. I mean, in fairness, this is an interesting match because Girardi is pretty terrible. Okay, vote now, guys. Is this a close match between the two? Don't say who you're going to vote for. Is this a close match or an easy match? Tell us right now. Because you can always put Michael Burnham back in, but I don't necessarily want just to win everything.
So should I do super chats next or
yeah, go for super chat. Plenty of super chats. Let's talk to them.
Okay, because we got 2 more PayPals as well. All right. All right. George Mangrum, $5. Adira from season 3 to 5 of Disco.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Another great pairing.
Also an awful goddamn character. Never brought to fruition. Patrick Lee says not close. Data's Gut says easy. Easy Girardi wins. Siniqua can at least act. Oh, there you
go. Yeah. What's the latest? Girardi.
Not yeah, Girardi and
I'm not necessarily bothering about spelling names because
that's totally wrong.
Oh well done.
You want me to do them? Because I can spell better.
That's fine. I like when you talk first. Lets me do the stuff.
This is a character that was never really realized and had a lot of potential. Just became a set dressing at one point. Like
I was just thinking that sentence. Yeah.
Had very interesting like ideas automatically built in when we met her. I don't know what to say, but it just never went anywhere, and it could have made some other characters better. Like I know that Tilly kind of was like parental figure to them for a while and stuff like that, but it didn't go anywhere. It was wasted of potential. Like they could have done something interesting and they just didn't. So I don't know. That's all I got to say. There's nothing to say. It's like a cardboard cutout of a character.
Yeah, it's odd because this picture and this uniform and this first bit, cool, good introduction, worked well, and it gets peters out as they're just there because their contract demands they're still there. It's the only reason they feel they're in the season. And when they lose Grey and that whole lot gets resolved to relatively unsatisfyingness, they're just there because you have 2 Tillys in the show and you don't need either for the show by season 5. Right? They're both superfluous. But this was interesting. Ex-human officer, Trill symbiont, all that crap, cool. And yet they're the exact same character before they lose Grey, after they lose Grey, never use the memories of the Trill. Like, that's a fun idea. They could have played into it massively and had flashbacks of First Contact era because of memories, all that classic bullshit to introduce a Trill that's 900 years old in a child.
Could have been one of the most. Yeah, could have been one of the most interesting characters.
A link to the past. What happened in the 2700s on the Relativity? Well, I was actually on that ship. Hey, it's it's Veltat Grey on it, right? And just nothing. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a character just wet farted to the end, and should have left the season. You know, oh, I was gonna say it's not. I can't remember this allegory, but I wonder if it's kind of like if Tasha Yar had stayed on the show but continued the trajectory of nothing, we might have the same energy. You know, continued the path of nothing because they would have given her more, but they didn't give this one more. Just like gone nowhere. So yeah, no, but I'm more annoyed by Jurati, but this character had a lot more time and wasted a lot more time. Wow. As is the poll is showing. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I agree with the poll for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tristan Goodfellow says the guy who smokes a Picard because no one should smoke on the bridge. That was Rios, and why not? If you with medical advancements, you should just get your lungs cleaned every week, vacuumed.
Yeah,
Anyway,
also as they were very notable, he doesn't smoke on the bridge. He doesn't actually light it. He's just doing it out of habit, but he never does. It's weird. You shouldn't smoke on the bridge. It's unprofessional, especially on your own ship. But he doesn't. He just plays with the stuff that he never actually does. It's just quite a clever way of having to have a tell, a tick, whatever, but never actually doing it. So it's actually quite clever. Watch it again.
So Adira wins with 57%.
All right, I like this. We got some
Jurati.
And we sort of banned. When was the last time we had a classic show character? Oh, Alexander. Okay, we had one recently, but we're straying into the new ones.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move her up here. All right.
Now that'd be a hell of an interesting matchup. Michael Burnham or Adira. But I don't think we're there yet. That is an interesting question. But yeah, who's next? Because we want to get through the super chats with so many great options.
Yeah. Where is that? Hold on. I got kind of lost here. Okay. Royston S. Bailey, $5. The Traveler. The uncle they warned you to stay away from, both creepy and boring.
I mean, hey, that's
he's
fun curveball.
He's an alien, so it's just I didn't mind him. Like it's interesting. This guy's going to be the actor that played Data. Like he was in the running for the role as well, which they brought him back for this, and brought him back twice. And then of course we learned more about him in Prodigy because the Travelers in general. I thought he was an interesting enough character. Didn't find him creepy at all. You're looking at that through a very specific filter, I think. He seemed likable enough. I liked the way that he had kind of a calming presence, and yeah, it's interesting the way that he helped out Wesley, saw the potential in Wesley, and yeah, I think he's a fine character. And again, good enough to return, to get rid of another awful character off the show, take Wesley away. And then of course Wesley gets much better and becomes back in Prodigy. But it's a whole thing. He wasn't that bad a character because he did return. So I'll put it that way.
So therefore, Jurati
compared to Adira.
Yeah.
What's that? Sorry.
All the better if Adira and Jurati return. Then you're saying.
Sure. Adira's. You got to. Can you? Next time, if she's still winning, can you put her spell her name right, please?
If they continue to get in there, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
All
right, so that's all I got to say about him.
I mean, I see what you mean by creepy because he is that kind of, because he's ethereal, unemotive, oddly affectionate, literally kidnaps a guy, but not. It's weird, but he's trying to be weird. He's an alien. There's so many aliens who are just weird, and you know, would you really want to be in the same room as the Vardy from DS9? You know, Alan Moraine, those guys, they were just, very weird day, right? There's sometimes there'd be, or a Malon, right? It's like, yeah, it won't be the best day. But he meant well. That's important. Mm-hmm. And he came in retirement to be in Prodigy, so good on the actor. Because, nice of him.
Yep. And with 32 votes, Adira wins with 91%. Not even close. Not even remotely close.
Our first 90 percentile. That's amazing.
Damn.
Cool.
All right. Go one more super chat, and then we'll go to the PayPal's. Classic for real, $5. Bejazzle reminds me I want to nominate the writers for the first 2 seasons of Picard. Can't do that. They're not characters. So
Thank you.
thank you for the super chat, though.
Put in things you know we can talk about.
All right, let's go to the PayPal. We've got Classic for real, first Picard's ancestor from Picard season 2. Second one.
It's the astronaut
Picard's
lady.
ancestor.
I don't remember her name.
Oh, is that who was talking about?
No, that one didn't go through. No, that's the other one. That one didn't go through. It's fine. There it is. I don't remember her name because she's not very important. I mean, she is literally the point of the show, but I don't remember her name. Astronaut lady.
Going to Saturn. Yeah, don't care. Awful character. I don't remember her name. Yeah, I don't. I'm right there with you. So yeah, astronaut
Renee.
lady or
there you go, Renee Picard.
Oh yeah, well, Renee. Yeah, makes sense.
What a sigh! What a sigh!
I completely forgot she existed till right now. Yeah, not very interesting, I guess. Didn't want to go, but did want to go. I don't remember. I've officially and like successfully blocked all this out of my memory. So
season 2 is definitely
dog shit.
No, I always stopped thinking about it as soon as I talked about it. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, a non-character, of course, not very interesting. A letdown. You would think that doing an ancestor of Picard would be interesting. Nope. Yeah. Right? Nope. And also an inspiring person. Nope. And then the season just kind of ends on a crap note. And then do you remember it was like it just sort of ended in 20 minutes, and we're both shell shocked by that was what they blew up the things. They hate each other. Done. Oh, back in the good stuff again. Oh my god, what? Yeah. And I guess it's the question: a dislike character versus a total nothing character. That's the question. She's an absolute nothing. Oof. Oof.
Well, with 28 votes, Adira wins with 75%. I mean, that's saying something.
Okay, if Adira wins 2 more, I think Michael Burnham should come
going
in.
up against Michael Burnham. Yeah.
Because I'm intrigued by this. Who the fuck? Oh, you know, guys, the famous Renee Picard.
Yeah, she was famous.
Very famous.
Famous. And then the other one was his choice was a viewer's choice.
You can pick somebody.
Chat's choice. Have you put any up there that were from the?
I didn't look. I did everything else. You can pick one. That's in the chat.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
You're welcome. Because most people are staying with "Doors what you're doing," so.
Anyway, okay, we'll do that later if we have time. Next up, we've got classic for real again. Patrick Stewart's real wife in Picard season.
That's the lady.
2. Patrick Stewart is the one singing?
Yes.
Oh, Patrick, how did you snag this? Wow.
Couldn't find a single picture of her eyes open as the character.
She's a character?
Yeah, she plays the singer in one episode of Picard season 2. Or 3. One of them. And then she's in that one shot, basically. She's a real singer in real life. That's why they did it. And obviously he told them to, I guess. So what do you think of who do you think's the worst character, Adira or the one lounge singer from Picard seasons 2 or 3? I don't remember which one.
Well, she's hot and she probably sang really well, so
Fine, yeah. So vote now! This epic battle of the Titans! Yeah. Okay, and then a few later, got the Move Along Home guy. It's great you can search some things that don't mean anything, but do.
yeah,
So,
I'm gonna.
Adira might win this one, so the one after this, and we'll hopefully someone's got a fight on their hand. Ah, okay.
All right, 25 votes. Adira still wins with 92%.
But one less than the other one.
Do you want to put Michael Burnham up against her? Or...
We'll do one more. One more
All right.
suggestion.
Sussy grew with 2,005 euros. Picard in season 1 and 2 of Picard.
And then we can Michael Burnham whoever wins after this.
Yeah, not well written. Kind of destroyed the character a little bit. And oh yeah, by the way, he dies and gets replaced by a robot who's the same age as him and is going to die anyway at the same time. So what's the point? Yeah, just pathetic, tired, weak. Not the Picard we know, not the Picard we like, not the strong, well-spoken Picard. Just somebody gets pushed around a lot and goes with the flow. So,
And of
not
course,
exciting at all.
And of course, he was then strong like 9 months later because season 3. Just saying, like, there's not actually 3 years between them because season 2 is placed out of time, so it's the same, you know.
Yeah.
This is hard, guys. You might have thrown a strong one here because it really hurt the character. You know, season 2 of Picard hurt his backstory by ruining his mum, and that's forever ruined. And season 1 literally killed him, and so he's never himself again. And also just all the things, all the bad choices. Do you remember we had so much fun guessing the first 2 episodes with all the plot lines? Remember the time that he was on the roof and there was a giant explosion and he flung.
Yes. Yeah.
And they woke up and like, oh, this must have been a time guy. Must have gone to the sick bay. I'm sure. Like I remember saying, like, Crusher must have been healed in. There'll be some reveal. No, he just survived the giant. Him as frail could go upstairs. Survived the giant explosion without any healingness. Right. Yeah. What has Michael Chabon done in the last couple of years? You know, I hope nothing.
Well, this one's an interesting one.
This is a very interesting one.
Yeah, I want a few more votes though. We have 27 votes. I'd like to get a few more. We have 63 people here right now, so at least 30 or 35 votes would be awesome.
You'd be interested to hear he has done nothing since Picard, Michael Chabon.
I am not surprised.
Yeah. He screenplayed Spider-Man 2, screenplayed John Carter, and then he did, yeah, wow. Potentially ruined his career. I mean, I think he's a writer as well, but like film and TV, he did not do anything after that. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 30 votes and it's currently tied 50-50. So we need a few more votes to.
Oh.
Yeah, Picard was in the lead for most of that. Now it's tied. So guys, go vote. We have 60. How many? Oh, fuck, I hate this new setup. It's bullshit. 64 people watching, 30 votes.
So all the powers in your hands, guys. You can actually make these. You can make good decisions.
We have 32 votes and it's still tied. So get in there and vote. Let's get this tie broken.
And that feels like a good match. The hero of Picard was the hero of Discovery. Who's the worst character? That was worth waiting for, because can you imagine, right? 15 years ago during Enterprise season 2, if we'd just met, we'd eating chicken wings, right? And we'd said, oh, can you imagine in 15 years we're gonna vote on who's the worst character? The 2 heroes of 2 different Trek shows.
And one of them is Picard.
Well, not even just that, just the idea, because Janeway, Sisko, Kirk, Picard, and Archer are some of the best of their series. And have two leads be some of the worst of their series. At least that's shocking. That really tells you how bad Trek have become, because that's real bad.
Let's get 3 more votes in the poll, guys. Let's get it to 40 at least, because that'd be awesome. It's close. You guys can be the determining factor there.
The minute, guys. 1 minute. Oh. Tim, yeah, he could have. Yeah.
Three more votes in the poll, guys. Let's go.
And Michael says, I'm not sure y'all remember how much we disliked most characters in Discovery. We do. And B, yes, it is stunning how that is a situation we found ourselves in. It's impressive. But Michael Burnham also is one of the most improved characters. Season 5 she's great. Season 4 she's pretty good. Season 3 she's decent. So, fair. When Picard became Picard again, it's just the writers. They had shitty writers on Picard Season 1 and Discovery Seasons 1 and 2. But we all knew that, right? We all knew that.
You have 38 votes and it's tied 50-50, guys. 2 more votes. I want to get to 40.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yes, Zoxer, it's spelt wrong. That's fine.
I even copy and paste that one. Huh, I guess
You had to write the one before because you corrected it, and then you went back to this for some reason. I didn't say anything.
Good stuff. Doesn't matter. All right. And guys, again, PayPal if you want. Get 2 for the price of 1. Helps out even more. All adds up. 1 more vote, guys. 1 more vote. Gosh. And then we're gonna bring our other Titan in, Stuart. We're gonna bring the big guns. Michael Burnham in season 1. The famous Michael Burnham. Who was lovely to meet. Which was very nice.
All right, 40 votes. We're going to close it there. Adira wins with 52%.
Oh. How do you all feel about that? Okay. All right. Let's bring the Titan.
So, Michael Burnham versus Adira, guys. Who's the worst character? I mean, Michael Burnham did improve quite a bit. Started out pretty rocky for sure. Also, being Spock's sister is just kind of stupid, but that's not her fault, I guess. Very unlikable character. Very much a Mary Sue. Knew how to do everything. Was amazing at everything. Always stepped in to do things. Overspoke her captain. Like, just an awful character. But yes, as Sam said, she did improve during the seasons and did get better. Did kind of work on her and listen to the fans somewhat, but still not a fantastic character in a lot of people's eyes. But I think Sonequa Martin Green is a nice enough lady. Just kind of given a raw deal with the character, unfortunately. So not her fault.
Yeah, this is a really tricky one because and unlikable is a really hard metric because Kai Wynn is unlikable, right? So that's not the metric of a bad character. But it's all of the layers. The layers and layers of whatever. She started-ish, at least she felt like she started a war with the Klingons, which was brutal. She mutinied her captain despite all the respect they meant to have had, which is just bad second-in-commandness. She taught to for the power to talk to, as a human, Spock's dad from across the galaxy, which is absurd by itself. She's as smart as Vulcans, but not in every single scene, every single episode. She was always the answer, which is what's odd. Like, no character in Trek is always the answer. Even Spock in TOS is always the doctor. Like, she will out-doctor the doctor. She will out-engine the engineer. Which is why it's weird. You know, she's not... The captain especially, or the second one, isn't meant to be the everything character. So that's the problem, right? We often said, like, this would be a landing party episode, and yet it's just Michael and Tyler, and she's doing all the stuff. So it's not interesting, is it?
Mm-hmm.
And not even just that, if you'd committed to her being a Vulcan, like, purist, but human, it could have been interesting, but it wasn't even that. It was everything else, right? She's too arrogant, too annoying, too insulting, too mean, all the things that you shouldn't be, right? Everything else. Oi.
Yes. Well,
But, the writers knew, because they made her the villain of an episode. So even they knew how bad she was. Cool.
and with 43 votes, Michael Burnham wins with 74%.
Yes.
Poor dear, I feel so bad. She got booted.
Yes. Yes. So close.
So Michael was the first one that was suggested to us, and we held off a little bit. So there we go. Now she is the one to beat. Yes.
We've got it. We've done it. We've done it. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything could change now.
Back to the super chats, I guess. Rolston S. Bailey, $5. Alexander Roshenko, both kid and teenager. He sucks. We already did the kid.
So it's on to the teenager, who I don't think's going to win this one, but we'll find out.
Which I don't have a picture for either, so.
Oh, did get one. Well, bam.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the joke of the fleet, he's guaranteed to do something wrong. Everybody, all the Klingons make fun of him, essentially. He's like a good luck charm, though, a little bit. Or at least he becomes one. But a total embarrassment as a Klingon, trying to impress his father, and just doesn't. He's trying to overcompensate, and he just fails miserably. He's likable enough. Like, I'm surprised they included him as often as they did, which was what, 3 times, I think.
Oh, I think just twice.
He was at the wedding as well. So,
well, as a meaningful character, I should say. Ah, I don't remember in the wedding.
but yeah, I mean, well played. It feels like it's still the same character. Just Alexander was just never a good character. Like, he was never given the chance to shine, I guess. I don't know. He was just a joke. He became a joke. Which he was when he was younger too, but he didn't realize it yet.
Yeah. Just, of all the ways you could have taken that.
And you have the box highlighted, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Of all the ways you could have taken that, that's not an interesting way of doing it. Like I say, embarrassing. And Klingons have very, very good stories. It just wasn't interesting or compelling.
Nope.
A bad character for sure, right? Undeniably, right? But how bad compared to Michael Burnham, who is famous, of course. But yes, the future version was great. That acted great, gravitas, good character, well acted. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, yeah.
He should have joined Starfleet instead. Would have made more sense. Yeah, totally agree.
That'd have been cool. I haven't thought of that.
Yeah.
That'd actually be quite fun.
With 40 votes, though, Michael Burnham wins with 82%. So we'll get Alexander out of there.
Yeah, I was never going to win that one, but that's okay.
Let's see. Sean Waslu Holdren, $2. Captain John Harriman. I think Classic bumps him up. Yep. Okay.
All right.
John Harriman. Not a bad character. He is a good character. I like John Harriman. He was just he had a shitty set of circumstances occur. And just he's having a bad day, an off day. Everyone's had one. You go in with the best intentions and just everything goes wrong. And unfortunately, it was the day that mattered the most in front of some legends. But you know, at least in beta canon, he went on to do pretty good things. But let's be honest, when you're working with a ship that doesn't have anything it needs, I don't know why you'd be doing your little press junket spin around the solar system. It was probably mandated by Starfleet, so again, not his fault. He was just in a bad situation. Don't have a problem with John Harriman at all, actually.
Obviously, I like John Harriman, so a hard one to throw me in on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, he's entirely situational. He looks bad in the episode, but in the movie. But as I said before, the only reason he got captain is because he's good. But also, he might have been put there because this is a time of peace. This is 6 months after Star 6, so it's a good time. They want someone who's well known, well respected to be maybe probably a peacetime captain to lead the new Enterprise, which is the first Enterprise of not Kirk since Archer. Well, since April. But you know, they're near Earth. They're literally in the parking lot, right? They're not meant to go after a space anomaly in the parking lot with no tech and a crew that is like a third of which are reporters.
And to be fair, it was Starfleet's fault for the way they organized their ships so that no other ones were in the solar system at all. But
All the yeah.
sending ships on just so Earth's undefended. Like what the
Well, and
fuck? Come on.
also no ships at Mars. Not a single ship delivering supplies or I mean, look, the fact there's no one was here has a really bad was not his fault. But if you gave Picard on the Enterprise D no torpedoes and all the things he didn't have, and only like 2 bridge crew and reporters, Picard will also suffer. There's nothing doubt, about that. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad we have a Gods and Men that's not canon to kind of show how Alan Ruck would have come back and done epic. He got it's a great movie. He's great in it. I certainly wish we had one other story with him because he had a lot of promise. And I met Alan. He's very, very nice. So I had a really good interview with him. And obviously named a character after him to try and recoup some legacy. So yeah, it's not even close for me. As I'm glad, thankfully the chat agrees because that's our closest one. I mean, not closest one at the moment. Huzzah!
Indeed. So yeah, 93% of you, well, 93% say that Michael Burnham is worse than
Good
John
stuff.
Hammond, which is good.
Good stuff.
Let's go to that's PayPal.
Okay.
Ray Ricks again. Sukal, stupid screaming Kelpian, caused the burn.
What I like about this is I didn't remember so many characters from Picard, but I knew his name was Sukal without even reading that. I'm like, oh, I know Sukal. I remember him.
Yeah. This might actually win. Might beat Burnham. Just saying. You and I both agree that this isn't a stupid storyline. It's actually a pretty interesting storyline. Just the circumstances around it. Yes, a Scream is kind of silly to do what it did, but it makes sense. It feels like a very Star Trek thing to have happen.
It's
Honestly,
very
and
TNG.
yeah,
Like Gene would have been like, okay, yeah, I get it.
yeah. Didn't hate that at all. Didn't. I thought the character was done well enough, acted well enough. No real issues with the storyline. It's not awful the way a lot of people say it's awful.
Yeah, it's yeah, and especially the actor's like really old. Like he's much older than the guy that played Doug Jones. Much, but he's playing this young guy. It's very odd. Don't know why they'd hire him. No, he's great. I mean, yeah, it's a really harsh story. It was very weird. Oh yeah, Burn vs. Burnham, nice. But yeah, he did kill like 5 trillion people. So Michael Burnham has never done that. But yeah, if you're going for mass murder, I mean, I say that jokingly, didn't really do it literally, but like his action killed multiple trillions of people. Maybe 100 trillion people, right? Is anyone in Trek history that ever killed more people by their actions?
No,
right?
Probably not.
I really hope they still retcon the burn at some point, saying only ships at warp. Big easy fix. That would bring the kill count down by like 60 trillion because every
They
planet,
already did say that. Any ships with an active warp core.
which means powered on, which means passive, which
Doesn't that
means
doesn't though.
well, that's the
Doesn't
thing.
though.
It can mean either, which is the problem because literally it means on. Active does not mean yeah. I hope they retcon that to be properly that. It also means
Yeah.
no space stations, no planets, no shuttles. Right, that brings it down a lot. But thankfully, guys, you're voting for the worst character for you, in my opinion.
Let's see, you guys. Yeah. Oh wow, Michael Burnham beats out Seagal with 60%
But
with
that
45 votes.
went from 93 to 60, so that was the feels are there, guys. But good shout because he's a character.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up on that that PayPal, sorry, is Detmer. Maybe this is because Emily Coots being distasteful at cons. Yeah, didn't like her character and like the actress even less, but that's all right. It's a personal thing. Um, again, a lot of potential with this bridge crew for Discovery, never actually explored at all. I was surprised how little Detmer got. Her and Washington, like they're both great. Like they had a lot of potential. They could have done so much, and they just never fucking did anything with them. And then send them off on a old Mirror Universe
I
Constitution
forgot about
class.
that.
Good luck getting home at Impulse. If you can even do full Impulse. We're not even sure.
No, they go to warp.
Bye.
They go to warp, but it's like the edge of space, and it's like warp 3. It's like yeah, sure, yeah,
Yeah.
Good luck with
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Good luck fighting any ship. Just any cargo ship of the era. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm.
You're dead, guys. Unless you hated them, right? Suicide Run. Oh, stupid. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, sadly, and the literal promise of Discovery, we'll learn about the bridge crew, there'll be bigger characters. Every season, they literally said that in press releases. Every single season on panels. Detmer and Oshkam became the Sulu and Chekhov, but without any cool catchphrases.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Life imitated TOS. But but that Washington held her breath. I think that was her. That was her thing. One time, that was her one thing. And Detmer, of course, got blasted and therefore hated Burnham for a bit. But it's hard to dislike such a non-character without the actressness. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And I would have been fine if she had
Just
gone relationship with Washington, as they hinted like twice. Do that in season 2. Cool, sure. Have them find love. First lesbian couple in Star Trek. Cool. Well, a bit weird to have the first gay and the first lesbian couple in the same show on the same ship. That would be feeling a bit forced at that point, let's be honest.
but not surprising,
Well,
let's be honest.
no, but right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what you guys are saying here. With 47 votes, Michael Burnham is still winning at 87%. Oh, wow.
That first season, man. It's a stain on the franchise.
Yes. Yes, it is. All right. Moving back to super chats now. Richard Lowell, £5. Picard season 1, Admiral Kirsten Clancy.
Oh,
Sheer
yeah.
fucking hubris. I got a picture for it.
Yeah, I feel bad.
So,
This is a good shout.
My mouth hit the floor watching that scene for the first time. The sheer fucking hubris. Yeah, a little disrespectful to Picard. No matter how pathetic he's been acting as of late, I think she just there's got to be something personal going on between these two, more than just a professional thing. Like I get that he kind of badmouthed Starfleet a little bit,
Can you read the poll, Stuart?
but oh my god, do I have to? Who is the worst character, Michael Burnham or sheer fucking hubris? Should I
But
point out you spelled sheer wrong?
and fucking hubris, yeah. Because that's who she is, right? She's that woman. She's gonna be famous forever. You know?
Yeah, definitely not warranted under the situation, under the circumstances. I don't think there's a much better way to handle that. This is Picard we're talking about, but again, the writers have stripped him down to just being a pathetic, tired old man who nobody has any respect for and who will just take anything that happens to him. So it's the writers' situation and their fault. But yeah, she's I wish she would have been coming back as she was supposed to at the end with the fleet
They
instead
filmed
of
it.
Riker. Riker would have been Riker was great, but I think it would have been better to be her and Riker. Maybe I don't know. You could have tied that in. Um, yeah, not a bad character at all. I would have liked to see more of this admiral and get the real reason why she was like this because it's got to be something personal, right?
Oh, the problem is when like 3/4 of her entire screen time is a bad dialogue, but bad, and she's bad in it, and the character's bad. Right? It's one of the most dislikable one scene characters in Trek. Because not that many one scene characters, right? Let's be honest. But it's just her
Yeah.
tone. She's CNC. Now I get this is super behind closed doors, right? She can be honest, clearly.
Mhm.
But decorum is important in Starfleet, and I just don't believe like this is like ex-wife and even with an ex-wife, Beverly Picard, she was like this is he does something so egregious to her as to be this wave with him. I don't know what, right? It can't be embarrassing, can't be whatever. I kind of like the logic that she was on Enterprise D, that one lady in one episode that kind of looked similar,
Yeah.
and then she pissed her off. He pissed her off for years, fine. And it would have been interesting had she returned in any way to see the better. It's like Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, right? She comes back with anyone. She came back in one scene for a different Doctor. She's better in it. I mean, she's being given better lines. She just works better. She would have been, if you recall it at the start of season 2, Picard's grabbed by a random admiral. Have it be Clancy and have the scene be something. I'm sorry, Jean-Luc, but you must return. I don't want to, you fucking whore. I'll let that slip, you fucking wench. Come back. No fucking way. Rios is in command. Okay, fuck you. Jean-Luc, every sentence. Yes, fucking sentence. Stargazer, tune me up. Yes, fucking beam me up. Just to push the point forward. That's all I'll say. Patrick, you're getting the most F-bombs in any character.
Well, 46 votes. 70% of you still think Michael Burnham is the worst out of these two. So
And it's just
glad
she's the sort of actress that you can't really have her go to conventions because, like, it's not a good role, not known for good reasons. People will be mean to her because she's so,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think she will win anyway. Thanks, Raj.
Classic for real, $8, rounding out Sean's super chat. But I wanted to add specifically Picard grilling Ro like he's freaking senile in Picard season 3.
I didn't know what that meant exactly, so I just put in Picard season 3. Picard. So 2 Picards in the vote. Rematch the century.
Picard season 3. Daddy Picard, if you will. Because finds out he has a son. And gets reunited with his crew, gets reunited with his ship. Feels like Picard again.
Whereas his ex-girlfriend had a kid without telling him and betrayed him horribly.
Yeah, that's a bit...
Pretty unforgivable, Beverly. Whatever you think of him, not letting a man know his son for like 23 years is like horrible.
It's not great.
Is that worse than Cisco being a deadbeat dad? Beverly being a horrible baby mama?
Kind of. That's a really shitty thing that she did. No matter what her reasoning was.
Which is fair,
It's not like
conceptually.
if she knew that he was going to like phaser the kid to death and disintegrate it because he doesn't want children or something,
Jesus.
then fine. Then there's a reason. But there's no other like you've robbed them both. You've destroyed the lives of two people essentially, by not being able to know the other. And like father-son thing is a pretty important, relationship. So yeah, it's a pretty fucking god awful thing that she did.
And I understand her point of, I was pregnant and you got assassinated almost that same weekend, right? Like fair, but then he also lived on his he was able to live on his farm for like 15 years with no issues. So clearly wasn't that in danger because he literally worked at Chateau Picard at the Picard Vineyard where you can get a taxi. Like clearly, you know what I mean? He was not protecting himself in any way meaningfully. Anyway, but isn't it interesting that happenstance 40, 50 years later, both Picard and Kirk both have sons from women who don't want them to know him and get to meet them in adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Difference being, Kirk was told about David really early because of respect, and they mutually chose to not be in his life. So it sucked, but it was a choice. Picard didn't even have the choice.
Tim Rose says also, why name him after the guy that's not his father? They talk about that. Even if Picard had been around, he would have advocated for the name to be Jack because of
His best friend,
his best friend, yeah.
Which I guess confirms he never banged Beverly during, because you wouldn't name your son after your best friend who cheated on his wife with, right? That must confirm
You
that.
would.
Oh, it's the worst thing versus respect.
If he had banged her when they were together and then she got pregnant, then to name that kid Jack would be disrespectful. But all these years later, no, it would have been fine.
Naming our son after ex-husband that I had to cheat on me with. No.
I think it would have been fine.
Best friend, fine, but anyway, vote out. And exactly, I was like, yeah, Jack lived in his totally not 36-year-old self. Wow, that's
40 votes.
That's we've found a new not closest.
Well, it's Picard, right? So
the good Picard, yeah.
More real Picard.
Wow, 95%.
95% of you.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is great. Get you out of there. All right. What is next? Kyle Wong, 5 pounds, Picard's Romulan girlfriend. Is she Romulan or Irish? I can't remember.
I already forgot her name. I obviously found the picture. What's her name?
Laurel?
Nope. That was a Klingon. She's in like 2 seasons. Cards.
Romulan
girlfriend. Laris.
Loris. Yeah.
Laris. Did date a little bit, so.
Yeah, good character.
Oh, there you
go. Very poorly underused, and just at the end, just forgotten about.
Jesus.
Like thrown away like a goddamn Kleenex.
What?
Didn't make any sense because they were building up this relationship and then it just went nowhere. Again, writers are the problem here, but I didn't mind the character. I thought she was nice. She was good for Picard, in my opinion, and I would have liked to see them get together. So, just for some reason, nope, they decided not to do anything with it. So, and the fact she had an Irish accent, which people got annoyed with, but she's from the northern region of Romulus, where they have Irish accents, apparently.
No, they said she learned English from her foster family, having worked in Ireland after.
I know. I didn't have a problem with it. I was just everybody else did.
Because she's not. Either she's speaking Romulan in translation, or she's actually speaking English, which is kind of cute if they make it. They don't say this explicitly, but they're not using the translation. She's actually just learned English in Ireland, hence the English accent. And it'd be interesting if she could speak Romulan in a non-Irish accent, which I assume, right? Because I assume you can't speak Klingon in an accent because that's not how the words frame in the mouth, right? So
well, I think Tyler Vach and they were speaking with an accent.
Oh, Called with the fuckery accent. Yeah, she's so tricky. Great actress. Put a bloody heart and soul into the scenes. You can feel it. But what a stupid arc. She has a fine husband in season 1. No romance with Picard at all. Fuck it, kill her husband, make a love interest in season 2, and an agent as well, who's not her but is her because she's contractually obligated to be in the season. At the end, they did have a chemistry, and because you love deeper the second time after your husband died this year, even though you're like 180 and Picard's only 90, you know, you were literally around when Picard's mum was not born. They worked really well as like a Bonnie and Clyde. Like she's his friend who'll talk. You know what? Yeah, imagine if that woman had been Raffi, like that sort of chemistry instead. Like swap the character with the actress. You know, like that slightly more less forceful banter. Might have worked better. Yeah. Yeah, she could have been great. Not as a girlfriend though. I think that was a weird choice, and obviously undid it. So, but yeah.
John O'Sullivan says, "Why do you think every alien speaks English like an American?" I don't. And I had no problem with the Irish accent.
Yeah, you said that.
That's not what we were saying.
Yeah, remember, most people are going through Universal Translator, so it's as the people hear them, and therefore,
Yes.
if most people we see in the shows are American, they're hearing American blah, all the translators set that way, but she might be speaking actual native English, but with an accent. Yeah. No, it's dumb. There should be Scottish people in Trek. There should be, besides Scotty, I mean, there should be every... I mean, TOS is only one that had every nationality. TNG is all American, and I guess Troy is doing an accent, but it's not English. And everyone else is American. Because Patrick doesn't sound English. Not really.
No.
He just sounds like Guy. I don't know. You know, it's like I told a story before, but I did not know that Malcolm Reed was English until someone told me like 5 years ago. Because it's not like an English accent. I would not know he was from England because that's not an accent I've really ever heard. He just sounds like Guy, so I assume he's just from some random state in America. Because it's not an English accent as I know them. And I know a lot of English accents. I've no idea where he's from. So isn't that crazy? Those accents you don't even know in your own country. Didn't know it was English.
All right, 45 votes. Who is the worst character? Michael Burnham wins with 87%.
Fair.
Really
Apart from not
glad we
remembering her
held off
name,
on-
she's pretty decent.
Yeah, really glad we held off on putting her up right away. So,
But we gave people a good chance. We gave people a good chance. And had some interesting
right.
debates.
next up, Sessigura 2005 euros. Let's throw a Voyager character, Maj Kula. I didn't think he was a bad character. The Kazon just come across as bad because they are, but I think as far as the character goes, he is a little over the top, as I think is what he's supposed to be. A little taste of power, a little advantage, having, you know, Seska and some like interesting technology from Voyager and the promise of being the head, like the leader of all of the Kazon. I think he plays it really well. He doesn't know how to handle that kind of power or position though, and as a result, it comes across as a little childish, as a little, foot stampy. He doesn't always get his way, and Seska, has to stand in for him occasionally, which he does not appreciate at all. He's a person that wants power, has power, but doesn't quite know how to use that power, I think. I don't know how to describe it. I think the character's fine. I think the character's fine. He just he's Kazon, and that's a strike against them because they were again supposed to be the big bads like the Ferengi were in TNG, and just kind of fizzled out. So the bedhead Klingons, what do I call them?
Yeah. No, what a great summary. Actually, that's a really, really salient thing. Yeah, I mean we talked Michael Westmore about this. They're just the Klingons but worse. Which shows how good the Klingons were. But I actually really like the makeup and the costume. I think as a look, it's really great. It's everything it's trying to be. It's just yeah, it's a cross between the non-success of Ferengi and the success of the Klingons. It's like not as bad as Ferengi, but not as good as Klingons. So you compare it to too many good things, right? Is the problem. But yeah, 100%. He is the giant fish in a pond where they don't know how to make water and get not his literal planet, but that's the tech level they are, right? So everything is above them, and they know that. But they're these warlords, and he's the biggest fish in a very, very small pond. And he sees, as you said, Voyager being this giant harpoon that lets him take his tiny fish and harpoon a whale with the tech on Voyager, and he can suddenly become a shark in a bigger pond. And of course he'd do anything to get it. Because right, and he has an in, he has Siska and the guy who was there. I can't remember the other guy's name. Like, he has all the pieces in place. And they do in fact, he does actually take Voyager. He does actually do the mission. He does 100% win with the plan, which is, in fairness, he's actually quite good. He does win. And it's because of Paris and Suter and the Doctor. That is kind of funny, so he does win. And he gets killed by 3 people because of their ingenuity.
Well, you said he has the pieces in place, and I thought, well, yeah, he's got the chess pieces in place for a good playthrough. He just doesn't understand chess, the rules of chess, 100%. So he kind of thought he was winning and just made one or two mistakes. So,
well, yeah, but he couldn't. He didn't kill the Doctor. He didn't know Suda was there, and he couldn't have worked out Paris because Paris knew the ship. So it's a hard episode for him to get around and win on. But yeah, and obviously, really sucky fan his kid wasn't really his kid. He also got betrayed by Seska, right? I think it's pretty. I mean, he's a good Kazon, and that's not a high bar. But I think he was a great cast. I think he did a good job in the actor.
Yeah. But
Glad you
with
guys agree.
41 votes, 80% still think Michael Burnham is worse.
And that dude says he dislikes the Vidia more than Kazon. Your thoughts? Who do you dislike more?
Maybe the Vidians just for being like disgusting.
Yeah, fair.
I kind of like the way that the Kazons were structured with the different sects, I guess. Or tribes, whatever they were. Yeah, I think I probably like the Kazon a bit more than the Vidians.
Yeah.
Although I understand the Vidians like rationale a lot better because yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, neither were perfect.
Yeah.
Now the Hirogen, they're pretty great.
I like the Hirogen, yeah. Fulgur CZ 50 Krona.
Thanks so much.
Or 50 whatever that is.
Thanks so much.
The Move Along Home guy from DS9. He won't beat the Disco Picard crew, but for his time, he was pretty annoying. I didn't think he was annoying at all. He was... When you go back and rewatch that episode, he's one of the better parts of it. The scenes outside the game board are pretty good. And inside the game is just, it's the trope with the rhyming and the kid and the colors but this guy wasn't so bad. He wasn't trying to be evil. He was just trying to negotiate the only way he knew by playing this game, and it wasn't quite what anyone else on this side of the wormhole expected. So he wasn't bad guy, and he wasn't a bad character. I would have liked to see him return, actually. If you go back and rewatch that episode, he's actually one of the best parts of it. So that's not saying much. I understand, but
damn, you guys are told.
I think he was fine.
Yeah. Again, like with sheer fucking hubris, their episode will never get away from the meme, right? And the fact they acknowledged it in the doc as one of the things they know is terrible, because it's so memeable, right? Good makeup. I feel like I know the guy from other things. He's a character full face and look, and he's just the leader of his people who this is normal for him, and he knows that the game is not real. He knows it's a holodeck.
Get hurt.
He knows what holodeck safety is. So therefore, you're meant to play the game without a fear of life, because there's nothing to worry about.
You
Imagine
should probably
being
tell everybody that ahead of time, though.
yes. Imagine being a holodeck fighting the Nazis and being like thinking a bullet could kill versus just playing. You're just playing it wrong, right? So his fault, but he also didn't. He assumed they'd had it because advanced tech.
Hmm.
I mean, they're annoying people, but they're meant to be. They're not meant to be normal, right? Like these things are intentional. I mean, yeah, they're
It's a different
intentional.
culture. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
With 37 votes, 84% of you still think Michael Burnham is
I,
worst character.
the
So
Dark Lord Revan. I did mention as a possibility. They might get put it in. $2.50 on PayPal, 5 on Super Chat, and we can put it in. And thanks for being a member, Revan, because big fan of Revan. Not sorry, you Revan, but
yes.
the Revan.
Ray Ricks, £5. Michael Burnham is such a space Jesus. She does the worst character poll better than anyone else. Yes, she does. And I love the picture you got for her. It's like very much like a mugshot, even though it's her supposed to be getting an award and a good happy time, and she just looks like miserable.
Well, she looks arrogant in that moment, and just all of the character
Yeah,
traits you associate being ugh.
but
She
she's not
does.
crying though.
But that's the thing. She also has great scenes. It's entirely the script and the directors. That's the thing. But at least she had time to redeem herself because she's great in those last scenes, as in many
Yeah.
scenes. Ah, she's such a smiley, dumb person. She's a really happy, expressive person in real life. Yeah.
And Kyle Wong says Spock's bro, and I don't know which picture to put in because there's two. She had one from yesterday too, which is a good picture. I'm gonna use that one from yesterday.
Okay.
I think that's
Siblings.
okay.
The sibling off, Stuart. Spock's brother versus Spock's sister. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh wow, yeah, interesting. All right, well there you go. Who's gonna win? Cybok was not. He was more believable as a
Person.
sibling to Spock than Burnham, like hands down. So the way they worked it was fine. I think it's believable. Burnham's pushing the boundaries of like belief a little too much. Um, that being said, Cybok's interesting, very layered character again. Not a Vulcan that we typically know, sort of think of as Vulcan. Interesting that he's a cult leader as well. Like there's a lot going on with him, which I wouldn't say he's a bad guy, really. He's an antagonist for sure. But yeah, Burnham's actually a much worse character. um I want to see Cybok return in Strange New Worlds, as we kind of got a glimpse of him in the one episode, but we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, I think he's a fine character.
All of this stuff, and we look at this in our rankings, as you guys know. Contrast is important. At the time, a lot of people didn't like Cybok for his retcon and how not good a lot of Star Trek 5 is, right? But the actor, who was only hired like a week before, is phenomenal in this film. He is phenomenal. Somehow he's barely a Vulcan, but you still know he's a Vulcan. It comes across. He has chemistry with Spock, even though they never met, and he just got the role, like I said last week. You feel it. He has a genuine enthusiasm. He doesn't feel like a bad guy. He feels like a good guy and not in a creepy way. He's just doing bad things, and you know when he says "I'm healing your pain," he actually means it. And yet he's doing the things that are dodgy. He does so many good things. Because there's another character in a Trek where I can't remember what it was, but the director said, "Think you're the good guy," and it helps sell it. And he thinks he's the good guy, and you really feel like he is. So I think Cyborg's really interesting. I cannot imagine many other actors doing it. He absolutely is the grounding of that film, like as in the actor makes that part better. Yeah, I don't think he's a bad character at all, and just not in a good film, as in stuff he's in. Would have been nice to have had more with him. Even one flashback would have been cool, and hopefully in Stranger Worlds we're nice to get something with a good cast, because you really got to hire someone good for this. He's a strong guy to follow. And I wanted to meet him in Vegas when he was there when we were there. I think, and it just never lines up. Which I was annoyed about. Yeah, I think he's a very interesting character, and definitely, I can see him being a son of Sarek, but I can't really see Michael Burnham being a daughter of Sarek. Which is odd because you see them together.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what you guys are saying. And yes, with 42 votes, Michael Burnham, 86%.
Yeah. We did say. We did say.
Yep. All right. Sussy Guru, 2005 euros.
Thank you.
You'd think the guy assigned to the Enterprise B wouldn't act like a flaky, insecure, incompetent ensign straight out of the academy. I don't think he does. He's got the legend of Captain Kirk on his bridge, and Scotty and Chekhov. Not that it, but you know, but seriously, the guy that commanded the Enterprise for years, decades before you did, and you'd be a little nervous too, I think. And then not being prepared, it just starts to snowball a little bit, and he gets a little bit uncomfortable. So, yeah.
It's like if you were a new singer in hip hop and Michael Jackson is at your first concert as the lead singer, as the headline act, and he's standing off to the side watching you. Actually, he's there to talk at the things. He goes out, "Hey, I'm Michael Jackson, and we're gonna listen to this guy," and also is, Cher and Prince, and they're all watching you, and then all of a sudden you're being heckled, and you don't know how to deal with it because you shouldn't. This is into all your fans, and they're watching you. You're allowed to freeze up. Doesn't matter your training. You're not prepared for this. As silly as that sounds, we're all given unique things. Is that a good parallel? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how well talented you are, and he's also quite young. So he was also just like the original TOS Kirk, right? He's been promoted.
Yeah.
Young, relative, but I don't think for a second that, at least the one we saw in Stranger World, that Kirk changed the roles. Paul Wesley's Kirk with Pike, April, and someone else, right? He might have done the same thing. Might have lost his focus because he's that much younger and less experienced. Even as good captain, it's not his thing. I mean, just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna call Sean O'Sullivan's the last one because we got to close it up here. But
well, we're on to
let's
end
see.
on. But thank you.
Little People Pets, $5. Picard season 3. Kirk stiff. Didn't even see his face. Yes. So his body in the Section 31 facility. Is it the worst character? Because we didn't see his face. You guys vote in the poll. Who is the worst character? The corpse of James T. Kirk or Michael Burnham?
Well, it's not a corpse, he's alive.
Sure.
That's the point of the thing. I was tempted to use a still of my film where I actually show Kirk, because I did the whole thing. But no, we'll go with canon. Thanks, Donnie. Good to see you. I mean, technically, Stuart, he's a worse character.
But he's not, because he's got the history of Kirk.
He's a screen on a wall, Stuart. He's a worse character.
But it invokes James T. Kirk.
And yet, Patrick Stewart invokes Picard. He didn't help him from wiping the floor.
Doesn't matter. 37 people voted.
It's technicality. It's technicality. You silly people.
86% still say Michael Burnham.
That's why I like not bringing our own ones in, because we're not put that in ourselves.
No, like these are fun. Sussigur 2005 euros. Moriarty from season 3 Picard. What a waste of a cameo. They could have made him a temporary antagonist. I agree. I expected more, but it's great that he returned. Because the actor, I was surprised how not old he looked. I thought he looked old when he played Moriarty in TNG, for God's sakes. And it's just remarkable how much he hasn't changed. And yes, it absolutely was a waste of a cameo, but it's against Michael Burnham, so you guys be the judge. I'm just saying. I would have liked to see more from him, honestly, because he was a great Moriarty. He's a good actor. And the fact they brought him back was nice, but
Like
yeah,
easiest
absolutely wasted
paycheck of his
opportunity.
career.
Yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't
yeah.
even. I mean, let's be honest. The costuming process and makeup would probably take longer than the shooting.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same costume. Looks like he hasn't changed
Well,
I think a day.
yeah, it's not the same.
I know it's not, but
But I think part of the problem is that he was in the trailer. He was like the epilogue, the closing note of the trailer, which makes me think he's the villain
yeah,
of the season, which is fucking exciting. And to being all of the footage was the trailer and like one other beat, just it lets you down beyond anything. It's like Seven in
yeah,
season one trailer and her being in one scene. What if he didn't know he was coming? If he came and went, you'd be like, oh, that's cool. Moving on. But we all were waiting for him to come, and it's just disappointing. I think they didn't realize that when they went in. I think Terry thought it was a nice present, but he set up pretty poorly for that, unfortunately. And he could have been the bloody season half villain. It would have been incredible.
yep, it would
Even
have been.
as a bullshit clone that Vadik like got out of the database, right? Not really him, just like cloned the Section 01 cloned and made a copy and turned him evil. Cool, done. Whatever. Yeah. Not really him. Cool. Let's have fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe Brown says definitely should do another one of these, but for only classic Trek.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what you guys are saying with 34 votes. Michael Burnham, 79%. So Moriarty does not overthrow her.
Okay.
Poor Moriarty. And now for our last one today, guys.
What do I want to end
Sean
on?
O'Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan, €2. Eddington, typical Canadian traitor. We talked about him yesterday, and I think he's a fantastic character. Not only because he is Canadian with his lucky loony, but because he was so like interwoven in the background of DS9 for a little while, and then kind of came to the foreground a little bit and was kind of like a side character. He was his presence was there, but not something you'd necessarily think of. So this was a good reveal and turned out to be a good motivation for his character to portray Cisco the way he did. And yeah, he's the guy from Krull, which I can't believe. That's the other amazing fact. Because he has hair in Krull, but yeah, I don't think he's a bad character at all. I would like to see more of him. Honestly, I think he was kind of underused in his appearances, leading up to the reveal, or the turn. So
I mean, yeah, it's I mean, he's a traitor to our lead character, which means it's a sore spot, right? You're meant to be pissed off with Cisco, right? But the fact that you get it, right? That he was a good guy and he got turned to do also good guy things, but good guys for
well,
a different cause, right?
yeah, you think he's doing the good thing, the great thing for his, yeah, it's
Because did they say he actually was a good guy when he started DS9 and they turned him, or did he come knowing he was going to betray them?
oh, he came knowing he was going to betray them. Yeah, he would have
Okay.
had to because he had, yeah.
Because I could see them like recruiting him after the fact because he was in the right position. Because how did he get the
No,
right
because
gig?
his family was living like he talks about that,
Hmm.
how his wife and his daughter or whatever, um yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that much to be honest of his individual scenes, but definitely
Yeah.
one you're not meant to be happy about because it is a proper curveball. I mean,
Mhm.
it's such a curveball. Cisco will willingly nuke a planet and kill lots of people, and
Mhm.
you're meant to
Mhm.
feel that sort of justified. Not literally, but like you're meant to see both sides and not instantly ruin Cisco as a character. But Cisco's always a bit easy to violence, isn't he? He'll punch a Q. He's a violent chap. Oh, which one's that?
The Hallmark ornament.
Nice.
So I'm holding this baseball.
Yeah, I think he's a good character, and I you could not see a turn coming because there was no hints. You're not meant to, right? It's meant to be an absolute, just, because yeah, he's in it plenty. Even as to give an actual like negative storyline with Odo, like yeah, he's the Starfleet security officer. They have a minus chemistry, but they don't respect each other. They have a full arc of him, getting past the they put time into him. Do you think he's going to meet Michael Burnham? Because I don't think he's going to.
It's not going to.
No.
And Mays says Eddington eventually turned out to be a traitor to the Federation. Yes, but he, as much as I hate the Maquis and the idea of the Maquis, I understand their point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
yeah, Cardassians
yes,
suck. Like a lot of the time,
he
they're
betrayed
really
the
mean.
Federation, but yeah.
I mean, you saw you saw it, Chain of Command, Stuart. They're not very nice people, a lot of them, the Cardassians.
No.
Even Goldie Cut was surprised because
Yeah.
oh, we'll just drop yeah. Oops.
So with 36 votes, 83% of you still think Michael Burnham is the worst, more so than Eddington. And that's fair. So Michael Burnham is the best at everything, including this poll, or this live of the worst characters in Star Trek.
Congratulations.
And did you notice that Neelix wasn't mentioned once?
No, plenty of people, and not a single time.
Wesley wasn't mentioned. Jeremy Astor wasn't mentioned. There's a lot of characters that are pretty awful characters.
I don't think of other obvious ones. I mean, honestly, you guys did put in some pretty obvious ones. And to start with this one and to end with this one. But again, to clarify, season 1 Burnham, because she gets better every single year. Every year. So it's just the first version of her. She's literally a villain in an episode. It's great.
And we get Alex Kurtzman as the last vote to get a chance to beat Burnham. Technically, he was in Lower Decks.
No, he wasn't technically in Lower Decks. You'd think he was in Lower Decks. Just saying.
He was. He was in the wheelchair.
No,
it was him.
You associate. Unless Mike tells you, you can't say it.
Oh, come on. It's him. It looks exactly like him. Even the glasses.
Just saying. Unless Mike says it.
The facial hair. It was him.
Is that why Mike was fired then?
Maybe.
Damn. That was pretty interesting, guys. Yeah, who was the surprise? So yeah, Adira. Adira was the surprise hit, right?
Yeah.
Because it makes you think. Yeah. So it was Tyler. How many Discovery characters? 4 Discovery characters in a row, pretty much.
It was Laurel, Tyler,
Adira.
Yeah, Adira, Burnham. Once Burnham died on the board, nobody else was getting a shot.
Almost Picard from Picard season 1 and Michael Burnham. So yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys are voting. And you guys weren't voting close for Michael Burnham winning every time. Discovery was always kind of the... Yeah.
And classic for real, $2. TNG season 1 code of dishonorable mention. There you go.
That would be I mean, we could probably do this on a show basis for like a TNG and Voyager and DS9 because there's a lot of characters, but
we can do it on a season basis.
I don't know there's enough.
Really...
Yeah,
I think a show basis would be.
Well, in fairness, you could have the main characters be the worst, like Bashir's worse in season 1. You could some flexibility of that, I suppose, but yeah. Damn, well, there you go. You guys have learned, as have we. Crazy.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us. Tune in tomorrow for another one of these. You guys, again, get to pick and you get to vote. Not sure what the topic's going to be exactly, but we'll see. So join us. And until next time, here's Commander Cockings.
He's got a Foley.
Bye, everybody.